Good morning, freshmen. Welcome to your first course selection. Uh, your courses will increase as you become a rising junior next year, but they're limited as sophomore year. But a few points to consider. We have a variety of college prep and honors classes. Since these classes involve a great amount of work, please choose ones that interest you and do not choose a class based on your friend's interest. We will not change a roster so that you may have lunch with your friends. Please note prerequisites that are required for future classes. We strictly adhere to them. You will now be hearing from presentations from our department chairpersons who will speak to you about course offerings. And I would like to introduce Mrs. Karen Payton. Thank you.
Good morning, rising sophomores. This is pretty clear cut. In order to proceed into English 2, you need to have a passing grade in English 1. To be placed in Honors English 2, you need to have an A in English 1 or an A- in Honors English 1. In addition, you need to have a GPA of 3.5 and department approval. If you have any questions, email me or stop by room 322. Thank you.
Good morning, freshmen. I'm Mrs. Konovich, and I'm the chair of the math department. And for next year, you have a few choices for math. If you're currently in Algebra 1, you can go right into Algebra 2. Or if you received an A in Algebra 1, then you can take Honors Algebra 2 next year. You may also take a second math course as a sophomore, but in order to do so, you will have to postpone wellness. If you're currently in Honors Algebra 2, then you can go into Honors Geometry if you achieve an A- in Honors Algebra 2. Otherwise, you'll go to Geometry. And you are also welcome to double in math and take 2 courses. Thank you. And now Mr. Clark will talk to you about social studies.
Good morning. So social studies offerings are, you have some options. This year, you're probably taking World Civ or Honors World Civ. If you want to take Honors U.S. History, you're looking at an A- in at least Honors, an A in World Civ with a B+ in English. But you also have AP Government that you're able to take, and there's a variety of courses, but you have to look at the prerequisites for those courses. If you want to take like an AP, it's going to be a 3.75. And if you have any questions, you could always stop by room 13 and we can have a discussion about what may be best for you.
Hi, everybody. There's a shark near me, so I'm just going to ignore that. And I'm ignoring Mr. Normal as well. So anybody who's interested in science, let me just tell the rising sophomores that your options are 2. You can either take a chemistry course, which 99.9% of you, if not 100% of you, should take a chemistry course going into sophomore year. However, you do have one small option. If you really think that you need to beef up your math skills before you enter a chemistry course, you have the option of signing up for environmental science, and you can do that without any kind of math prerequisite. That's the only class in science that doesn't have a prerequisite except that you had a passing grade in biology. So that's really only offered to sophomores in the case where you feel like you really need to have another year of math under your belt in order to succeed in your upcoming chemistry course. So most of you should be going into either conceptual chemistry, chemistry, or honors chemistry, and those only vary according to, you can see the prerequisite courses. Other than that, if you have any questions, you can always come see me, Mrs. McDonald, in the physics lab, and we can talk it over. Thanks.
All right, good morning. My name is Mr. Nolan, and for those of you who are, don't steal my shark bit. For those of you who are looking at health and wellness next year, just a couple things. If you are going to be taking Art 2, or if you're going to be doubling up in math, something new that will be happening is your wellness class will be pushed to junior year. So you can either be taking wellness next year, or if you are in Art 2 or doubling up in math, it will be pushed to junior year, but you will eventually have to take the course at some point while you are here. Also, if you are a music major right now, make sure you are selecting health and wellness for music majors. That way you can finish up the class that you are starting this year next year. Okay.
Good morning, freshmen. If you are an art scholar or want to be an art major, you can take Art 2 next year and postpone your history. Even if you did not take art this year as a music major, you will still be in Art 2 for your sophomore year. The disciplines we cover are drawing, painting, printmaking, mixed media, mosaics, and ceramics. We take art trips to visit museums in New York and Philadelphia throughout the year. And there are always scholarships to local colleges to take more art classes if you are interested in continuing in the arts field, or if you're just interested. If you have any questions, come and see me. Thank you.
Good morning. So for those freshmen that are currently in Music Major 1, your option for next year is to continue with Music Major 2, which becomes a 3-day-a-week course as a half block, and it'll be a piano lab course and continuation of the music theory course. And if you haven't taken the music major, but you're considering joining on to the music major for next year, there is possibilities to add you onto the schedule. So if you can come talk to me, and we can consult with Mrs. Konovich for that. If you would like to take a music lesson, we offer piano lessons, voice lessons, lessons in woodwinds, brass, and percussion. And if you take a lesson and you would like to be a member of one of our ensembles, like the orchestra or the chorus, you can then be a music minor, which would offer as an academic half a credit towards your report card. So those are your options for music for next year. Thank you.